first. Wow, is it even working? Oh, there. Yep, that's working now. Pop out my chat. Okay. Have tea will draw horrible abominations. Hey, look, trooper. I tend to do music's a bit loud in comparison to the commentary. I think I do that on purpose. I don't like the sound of my voice, and plus I tend to breathe really loud, and I don't like that coming through. Oops, damn it! I don't like that coming through the mic, so I'll adjust it as I go. The levels seemed about to my preference the last time I checked, but I can turn the music down slightly. Maybe I'll just do it manually on this side, because it is a bit loud to me too. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of a personal preference thing. What does this look like? Multiplied. Yeah, that'll be about the right tone. And this time I need to actually remember to like save constantly, because last time losing everything sucked. I'm just going to be blocking in most of this stuff initially. For me, coloring is like one of the most boring parts of any kind of drawing, so this isn't going to be the most exciting stream. But I figured I might as well. something to do while waiting for Quaza. Great deal of my music is not going to be very fitting to this picture, but at this point I don't care. I did get the usual strikes in my last one for using my metal soundtracks. I'll just stick to like thematic, if not like it's not gonna sound right, but at least it's kind of to the theme of indie art. Got all the mouths. Okay. It's not so much mouths inside of mouths as it is just the back of the throat has teeth in it. Suika had a really interesting idea that because this is a wall of flesh and the wall is kind of thick, sort of thin in a way, that these mouths are actually opening up to the backside. And I like that idea, but I'm not gonna go with it, just on the account that I kind of had an idea in mind for this already, wherein the wall of flesh is the sort of the vault holding in the ancient spirits. Therefore, I'm gonna have like the spirits kind of swirling around inside. Ultimately, I don't think throat teeth are particularly comfortable, but I don't think something of this nature cares. So, I forgot to go in game and check to see what color the lasers are that it shoots. I think they're purple. I don't remember. It's actually been a while since I've fought the wall of flesh. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna guess purple. Because I want the eyes to be the color of the lasers, because the sprite doesn't help at all. The sprite just has black eyes. Okay, fun part. Manually going and flood filling each individual tooth because I'd rather... I'm the worst when it comes to this garbage. It's just... There are probably way better, more, like, consistent and convenient ways to do things like this. I'm probably not doing that. I'm sure let me go back here. Teeps. I was never a particularly efficient artist. Let me turn that off. It's easier to see. What? Where is it? Why is it not filling that one spot? Fill. Damn it. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, right. I'm an idiot. What connection here? Because I've been doing that. Oh, wait, I can just do this. The last track was, because this one is Risk of Rain, the last track was Binding of Isaac, but like the original one. Necessarily sure if Binding of Isaac music sounds Terraria-like, but then again, English. Terraria does have a very distinct sound to me, perhaps more than a lot of other soundtracks, I think it's just which synths are used for it. I still find it funny that Scott Lloyd Shelley is the guy who who used to do all of the music for like the Crocodile Hunter. Which makes me really sad to think about because, you know, rip Steve Irwin, he was seriously one of my heroes. But it is kind of neat in a small world sort of way to know that the guy who does Terraria's music did music for the Crocodile Hunter, so the legacy lives on in its own strange way. Something like that. It's weird because I don't normally like music that's on the ambient side, but Terraria's works. That's not all of it is super ambient, so. I'm really not looking forward to shading this. I mean, I'm gonna kind of lazy shade it using like really cheap cell shaded tactics, but I'm still not looking forward to it. Thankfully, since I don't have to worry too much about line art haloing, I'm not gonna stress too much about like the little like corner errors and stuff like this, the tips of the T and stuff. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Are the eyes going to be treated as light sources or nah? No, not this time. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be doing the overall lighting. It's probably just going to be very cheap. I'm not going to have... I'm sort of going to probably do like a sort of universal light source deal with some like orange coming up from the bottom. So like I'm probably going to have like an add glow layer with like some light coming up from under here just for the lava effect. Like, but it's probably not gonna be that pronounced. Something just very faint like that. But not yet. If I had any lasers being fired, then yeah, they would be light sources. But I don't think that they're technically used as light sources in game, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be lazy. Laser eyes are a weird concept to me because, like, firing off beams of light is the opposite of what an eye is supposed to do. I don't disagree with you there, but rule of cool. I'm sort of over the idea of trying to make things conceptually, like, sensible. Especially in a whacked out setting like Terraria. There should be more red. More red? Yeah. Because if I do a multiply over that later, it'll turn very red. keep meaning to play Starbound, but whenever I do, I get distracted with other stuff super quick and end up not playing it. Yeah. Starbound is kind of like it's a good game. It's just it does seem like it's very easy to be distracted from it. I'm not sure what that means from a developmental standpoint, but oh. That is not what I was intending for that to happen, but that is kind of neat. In a very weird... I'll deal with that later. Gathering up all the materials needed to build some cool stuff takes too long and is too monotonous as a process. Yep. Totally feel you there. Same could be said for Terraria though, but at least in Terraria, like if you really want to build and really don't want to spend the time, you can always boot up something like T-Edit or something, you know? so exciting. I was just being good. Oh, I see. I was in the wrong layer. I was doing the wrong layer with that because it's all the same color. Oh boy. I usually work with smaller scale, non-shaded, aliased stuff, so color is usually more of an afterthought than yeah. That said, I do sometimes envy others. I always envy other artists' coloring skills, but my main issue with that is that I'm kind of over spending a lot of effort, like too much effort on a picture, especially if I know it's not going to pay off with anything. So I just end up shortcutting a lot. It doesn't matter as long if it's just personal work and I'm not getting paid for it or anything. Then it doesn't matter if it doesn't look perfect, as long as I get the idea across. The idea is way more important than the actual quality of the piece. I mean, yes, it would be nice if I could draw like some of my artistic idols and, you know, if I had the coloring capability of the people I look up to. But I understand that it's a lot of work. It doesn't just happen. And those people, you know, they've had the time and the motivation to, you know, go ahead and do that kind of thing, and I don't have that kind of motivation. Oh, I missed some teeth. Yeah, no, the crux of art and being good at art is that it takes time, and if you don't have the patience to put the time into it, that doesn't make other people quote-unquote more talented. It just means you're not as patient as you could be. And I guess in a way, patience is the talent. Artistic ability isn't the talent. Patience is the talent. One more step towards progress for me would be getting a tablet. Tablets definitely freaking help. I mean, even if it's just a simple, like a bamboo. I used a cheap bamboo for the longest time. Most of my old Terraria art was done with the bamboo. But, definitely upgrading to a visual tablet. In my case, like a Wacom 13. Definitely makes like a gigantic difference. Like not being able to actually look at what I'm drawing, as opposed to like drawing on my lap and then looking up at the computer. So much better. But I understand that that is not in the financial cards for a lot of people. It's not in the financial cards for me. I would not have this tablet if it weren't for my parents being all like, we want yours. My parents basically got this for me as a gift. They're wonderful people when my dad's not driving me nuts. Like, if he saw what I was drawing right now, I would just not hear the end of it. Just an eternal cavalcade of just, you're drawing demons, you're drawing satanic things, right? It's bad, you're evil for doing that. Dude, it's fiction. It's freaking fiction, dude. I'm not worshipping the devils, I'm just... So are you still keeping up with Bogleach stuff? I keep up regularly with Awful Hospital. I'm actually a big fan of Awful Hospital. As for Bogleach himself, not really. I wouldn't necessarily say we've had like a big falling out. It's just over time our opinions on things have diverged enough, and I've seen him say enough horrible, nasty things about my religion, not to my face, but just in general, that I've kind of just like decided, you know, a friend would you know, respect that they have friends that have differing opinions and wouldn't go out of their way to say such like nasty things. So, you know, it's not a big deal. Like it's not like I don't like him anymore. It's just I don't think we're friends anymore, just on the account that our opinions on things like that differ way too much now. But I still respect him a lot as a creator. He's like, he used to say he was inspired by me, but now I think I'm probably way more inspired by him. Awful Hospital is definitely like a great piece of work. And I don't say piece of work like the same way I use, like when I'm referring badly about something, I say, oh yeah, wow, he's a real piece of work, isn't he? I don't mean that. I do mean that, like, Awful Hospital is, you know, a work of art. It's great. I love it. He may have backed off on the anti-religion stuff. I haven't followed him ever since, you know, he said a bunch of things that were really, really nasty, especially on Tumblr, where, you know, being anti-Christian is cool and hip. So, you know, I don't know, but I saw some things that just really were like, wow, you really hate my belief system that much? Well, I can't follow you anymore because I don't want to see that on my dashboard, but yeah, that's kind of where it ended. I also remember hearing from somebody else that there was apparently a contingent of people on his forums that pretty much like just spent a lot of their time just shit-talking me behind my back, and I never saw it myself, so I can't really prove it, but part of me isn't entirely surprised, and that's a bit sad. Wow, actual Terraria music. I don't know why I put the rain song here. I actually can't stand the rain theme. Because it just reminds me about how when I play with my server buddies, it literally just rains like 95% of the time. Oh, Bogleach pretty much abandoned the forums years ago. A bunch of folks on there turned out to be big-time bad folks. They're his forums. I don't see why he didn't just moderate it and kick out the bad folks. But hey, not my business. Really isn't. Just get rid of this veiny ew layer and just make that entirely the nom layer. Alright, let's back out and see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would say. That's good for the main bits. Now I have to actually just go in and detail all the little red, veiny garbage. Not all of it, but like some of it. So that enough so that it kind of has some dynamic to. Oh no, I missed this mouth. Shouldn't be purple. Maybe I should start up top and work my way down. Oh, gotta be off. Folks are yelling at Macy. Oh, thank you for hanging out, Luca Troopa. Nice to have someone to talk to a little bit. Again, coloring isn't the most exciting. Oops. full of poison, so... There goes my tablet for the second time today. Oh, and now I don't have pressure sensitivity. Hang on. Oh, that's not what I meant. What happened to that? I had a gift there. Okay, hang on. And I can't edit that without... Okay. Well, I'll just shut that. Wow, all of these things are broken. Huh. Oh, I see. I see. I moved that folder. That's why everything is gone. Okay. So I'll just hang on. Because I have to quickly turn off my manga studio. I don't think anybody's even here to watch me foobar this, so I'll have to go and fix all my layers again because apparently I redirected my program. Do I have my pressure sensitivity back? Yes, I do. Cool. There we go. Hey, Lord Jimster. Were you there to watch me fail? Because everything kind of went wrong for a moment there. Sometimes if my tablet unhooks itself, it just goes like, oh no, now you don't have anything working. And it doesn't take a lot for this tablet to unhook itself, which is really frustrating sometimes. That's what I was looking at. That was bugging me. This weird line right there. I saw everything. Oh no. You get to see me be unprofessional. What a surprise. I'm forever scarred, knowing that somebody knows I'm not good at streaming. Whatever shall I do with myself? Hey now, don't go knocking mac and cheese. When you're poor and don't like to cook, mac and cheese is like wonderful. Gasp! Appropriate Terraria music! Almost appropriate. Thematically appropriate, if not like subject appropriate. See, right now the only real difficult part of what I'm doing right now is trying to decide what's veiny and what's just membranes. This is really just to break up the monotony of having just a big pink wall. As much as that's kind of how it works in game, where like one side is all pink and the other side is what's all like, you know, red and veiny. But that just doesn't look good artistically if you're trying to draw it from the front. So. Shit, man, it's like the best thing since sliced bread or oxygen. I mean, subjectively. Yeah, the veins do have membranes and some of the membranes are veiny, but it's kind of like what will look better red for the purposes of making this look less flat. Right now I'm kind of like, if it branches a lot more than just like once, then I'm probably gonna color it in. The struggles of art indeed. I'm kind of only streaming this as just sort of a, what would the word be? A formality, I guess? Because technically, this is going to be really boring. Coloring itself, at least when I do it, is really boring. This is something I'm going to repeat constantly over the course of this stream as people show up and leave. But it's the truth. I'm not the most interesting colorist. It doesn't matter if it's kind of rough and going out of the lines a little bit, because ultimately it's going to be zoomed out so much that you really can't tell. I'm going to have that lighting on the bottom. That'll be interesting to work with later. I like how Jarl inhabit Terraria first as we start the game, then it turns night and you have zombies and eyeballs everywhere. Then you go deeper and you find hell and then this guy. Yeah, the start of Terraria is, especially with the music, it has such happy starting music, and then things happen. And that's kind of what I like about it. It's sort of got that lovely like unintentional horror vibe. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of it's intentional horror, but I'm pretty sure a lot of it is also just memes. So I'm just a weirdo who likes to come up with stories that explain those memes. See, I didn't have the luxury of playing this game blind, because when I first saw pictures of it, I was just like, what the hell is this, like, Final Fantasy, side-scrolling Final Fantasy bullshit? I don't like Final Fantasy. Why should I care about this? And then, I think it was Northern Lion at the time was the first one who actually was, like, gonna play it. I was like, huh, well, I like this guy. I've been watching all of his stuff. I wonder if he's gonna play it, must be something good, or must be at least kind of interesting. I'll watch it and see if it's worth picking up. And indeed, I'm like, oh yeah, it's actually more of a buildy game. I didn't think it was gonna be like that based on the art style. So yeah, if anything, you have to thank Northern Lion for me being right here, right now, drawing this. Because if it weren't for that, I would have just passed off Terraria as being just some weird side-scrolly Final Fantasy thing, because of the initial sprite art style. Wrong boss theme. Terraria's music is rather catchy. Yeah, I was talking about that to the guy who was in here earlier. Like, I just find it really interesting that the guy who wrote Terraria's music wrote a lot of the music for the Crocodile Hunter. There's not two things you would kind of associate with one another, but it's kind of neat in its own little small world sort of way. Hey, Xander. Welcome back. Oh yeah, passion for exploring. Thought the stream died. Yeah, it seemed to have died from my side, but I don't know. Your name changed color on my screen, which is funny. I tried to hit that note, but not on stream. Not on stream. Now your name is just now you're just making fun of me. Don't do that. Yeah, like me, I have like the salmon colored name text, and I try to keep it that way across all channels. Forgot to plug in my headset. Oh, no, there goes my sound. When I was very small, like I'm talking like probably preschool, I remember purple being my favorite color. Now I don't have a favorite color. I have favorite color combinations, but when it comes to individual colors, I can't pick a favorite. They're all important. Wow, that was a gross throat gurgle. And it's not stopping. Hang on. I know, drink more liquid, that'll make it go away. Ugh. Yeah, now would be about the time that Quaza starts streaming, but sometimes he's late, so means I will be able to stream for longer. But once he starts streaming, I want to watch him. I preferably watch him while drawing, which means his audio. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and host him when he starts streaming. With luck, and assuming he hasn't given up, he should be playing La Mulana, which is always fun to watch, because he just loses his freaking mind. I'd rather see where, like, if the shape is kind of like flared, that's more membrane, versus these more branchy ones, which are going to be more baby. I have 4 viewers right now. It's a record! Doesn't count me. Yeah. Frankie Lynchart, I'm assuming that's your name. Welcome. God, Ori and the Blind Forest music is way too happy for this picture. But I love it so much. It has such a wonderful soundtrack. One of the only soundtracks that'll just legit make me cry. Even more so than the Undertale soundtrack. Like, the only song on the Undertale soundtrack that makes me tear up is, like, freaking his theme. But Ori and the Blind Forest, like, a lot of the soundtrack for that game makes me tear up. So good. Just gonna go ahead and fill in some of these random spots with red. It's this guy right here. What sort of video games do you generally play? Not that many! To be perfectly honest, I don't play a whole lot of video games anymore. I find a lot more enjoyment from watching other people play games and watching their reactions to them. I mean, obviously I play Terraria. It's sort of, that's like my comfort zone game. Like when I feel like going around and doing not a whole lot, I'll play Terraria. Like, I also used to play, and I'll probably return to it sometime soon. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, and it's again, it's comfort zone stuff. I don't play much for the actual play value because I'm not a very good person when it comes to video games. I am terrible at most of the games I like. I've been playing a lot of, well, not a lot of, because I dropped out of it recently, but for a while recently I was playing a lot of Guilty Gear Xrd, because anime. And that, because I mean, Guilty Gear was a large part of my artistic development in like high school, where I made a lot of my improvements and strides and stuff. It was sort of that right in that high school to college period where I had most of my artistic development, and Guilty Gear played a large part of that at the time, at least. I put it away for a while because some of the games weren't that great in the meantime. Well, not weren't that great, but I just didn't care for them. But then recently I got back into it because of the music. Had to mute that. That was a massive burp. Okay. Professionalism. Yeah, like, I'm kind of all over the place gaming-wise. Lots, like, in terms of, like, the most hours put into games, I would say the top ones are Terraria, for obvious reasons. Guilty Gear back in the day, because I used to play it a lot at the arcades before the Dude Bros took over. World of Warcraft, yeah. Believe it or not, I played a lot of Tetris Attack, but I didn't, which was the Panel de Pon version that came for the, so it was like the Americanized version of Panel de Pon. I didn't play a lot of the Pokemon Puzzle League because I never had an N64, but that was a big part of, like, you know, my gaming way back when. The Patapon series, great games. I sunk a lot of hours into that. Again, Pokemon, I played a lot of Pokemon. It's pretty much the only, like, turn-based JRPG with lasting appeal that kind of, you know, that I'm able to tolerate. I mean, there's some here and there that I'm okay with, like the old Super Mario RPG. I loved that game, but again, most of the games if I had to name a bunch of games, they're all over the place, and most of them are on the old side because, again, I gamed a lot more when I was younger, and then I kind of just sort of started falling out of it. This was kind of bugging me earlier where I was like, what did I do here? Why is that so? Oh, because I crashed out, that's why. It's like, why is my pen so thin? Oh, right, because Manga Studio has this funny little thing called if you blue screen out of it, it uses the last settings that you had, not actually, you know, like the settings you set them to. Several games I've been anticipating. Hollow Knight, House of Many Doors. I am currently watching multiple playthroughs of Hollow Knight from various people, including Quaza, who's, you know, the guy I'm gonna probably be hosting momentarily. That is a really good looking game. Like, when I first saw Hollow Knight, like the I don't know why I'm making hand motions. But when I first saw it, I was like, the intro cinematic just didn't catch me in the sense that it looked very cheaply done. But once the game itself kicked in, it was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. It's sort of derivative, like I can list the games that it reminds me of. That said, like, there's bits of Dark Souls, Shovel Knight, Ori and the Blind Forest, like a bit of the fact that everything is cute bugs kind of reminds me of Creepy Castle. A lot of games that I really like conceptually, even if I may not have played them myself, kind of blended into that game, and they did a really good job, you know, putting it together, and it's a really nice, high quality Metroid-like. I usually play League of Legends. I have a friend who plays League of Legends. He normally comes to my streams, but he's probably in class right now. God, he was like a major League of Legends person, and then, like, the community destroyed him. Like, not in the sense that he was bad or anything. It's just that the game became, like, League of Legends just became such a slog that he said that it was kind of sucking his will to live. So, MOBAs in general are just not my cup of tea. I've tried to give MOBAs their fair shake, but they just anytime you combine a multiplayer community with, like, player versus player aspects, and then add in the additional layer of cooperation, all of a sudden it turns into a shit show. Where it's just like, I don't know, it's bad. Like, yeah, LOL is the worst. Dota's pretty bad though, but like when the only one, the one that I tried to give most of my time to was Smite, and for a little while, Smite's community was actually like, you know, pretty chill because it was the beta, you know. Only people who were really interested in the game conceptually bought into the closed beta. And so for a little while, all those people were kind of chill and like, we don't know how to play this game, so we're all gonna kind of band together and learn how to play this game together. As soon as it hit open beta, all of the League of Legends and Dota dude bros showed up and ruined the place. So it's like, this is why we can't have nice things. I feel like there's some empty spots, like, although even so, even with the veins kind of coalesced in certain areas, like over here and over here, with the big empty areas, that kind of makes sense because you don't, it does help kind of break it up a bit. So what I'm gonna do from here, this is probably not the best way to do it, but have that lighting, that's something to go later. So the rock layer, I'm just going to cheat and duplicate that and multiply it. Spell. And that'll be its own thing. This, which is to say everything else, will just go on one of its own layers. I guess I'll just take this. Maybe make it a bit browner. Big brush, make sure that this is also multiply, and just go Sounds about right. Trying to stay out of MMOs and MOBAs to really dig into the mechanics. I literally started playing League of Legends for two characters, Fiora and Zac, because Zac is made of goo and he's cute. That said, I've started playing Dualistia. See, League of Legends is interesting because I'm much the same way. When I look at League of Legends, I see characters that I like thematically. And there's actually quite a few characters that I like in League of Legends. The problem is because of their pay to they're free to pay to play, pay to win. Because of their free to play model, it's like you have to play as other characters before you get enough currency to buy the characters you want. And the problem I have with that is, especially when it comes to, oh, hang on, I gotta burp again. Where it's like, you either pay money to get the characters you want, or you slog through a terrible game with a terrible community, with characters you don't like until you learn to like them. And I'm not the biggest fan of that. Additionally, because Riot as a company is so just ludicrously driven by their esports scene, the characters you like might not necessarily be the characters that are good. And oh gosh, it's just like, and if you don't play as the characters that are good, the community shits on you. So it's kind of lose-lose all over the place. Yeah, I mean, if it's your thing, I'm not gonna knock it. It's not like LoL is not objectively bad. It's just there are certain aspects of it that I cannot stand. So, which is, you know, a bit sad, but what can you do? Just to be safe, I'm gonna duplicate that layer again, even if it's just to back it up, just in case I screw up. Here comes the fun part, the part where I don't know how to whatchamacall, like how to English, how to light source. Probably turn on the lava there. Nah, not done that yet. Leave it off for now. When I play a game, I usually keep an eye out for cool aesthetic design conceptual choices I can use elsewhere. Fancy myself a tabletop RPG maker writer, and I do a lot of world building. Now you remind me I have to do world building myself. Yeah, dang bagel. I don't even know what that means, but I mean, in terms of yeah, dang bagel. I like tabletop. Haven't really done it myself a whole lot. I've played one half of a D&D campaign, and I had like one session of like a Pathfinder game, all done online. And the one time I tried to get in with somebody who was into it in person, she turned out to be like a really frustrating control freak who went so far as to insult my ability to make and design characters because they didn't conform to her standards. Basically she was like, if you can't follow these exact rules, then you're a bad role player, and because a good character designer doesn't need to make a fancy character in order to have fun. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm not role-playing with you. like tabletop, and I definitely like world building. But I usually GM for small groups at church, usually on very short campaigns. Funny you should say that, because the reason I wasn't role-playing Dungeons and Dragons for the longest time was because of family concerns with Dungeons and Dragons being quote-unquote satanic. It wasn't until I actually learned what Dungeons and Dragons was and how it worked that I was like, no, there's nothing satanic about it, just incredibly nerdy. Do people still believe that? Oh my god, yes! People still believe that. It's called my parents. That's why I had to move away, like, for the love of... This is actually way too dark. I should just... It really is the most, like, the whole Dungeons and Dragons satanic thing is really the most ridiculous notion. It comes from the same, like, the same frame of mind that we're in for a while. People thought Pokemon was satanic, but at least a lot of people grew out of that and realized, no, it's really not. But for some reason, the Dungeons and Dragons being satanic, like, was able to persist more, and I don't understand. Like, I was able to sort of convince my mom that Dungeons and Dragons wasn't really bad by, like, basically telling her Dungeons and Dragons stories. Like, the kinds of dumb shit that happens in Dungeons and Dragons games and how ridiculous it is. And I have a lot of Dungeons and Dragons stories. Not from my own games, because I've only played like 2.5, no 1.5. Not even a 1.5, like a half and a session. But like I collect stories from like Reddit and stuff, because there's some great stories from Dungeons and Dragons. The one that I tend to tell the most to people who don't understand what Dungeons and Dragons is the whole, and I don't think it's necessarily a real Dungeons and Dragons story, but it's one of those Knights at the Dinner Table stories. The one about the gazebo. One of the reasons I probably realized world building also awesome art. Thank you. Evolution, unchristian Pokemon. Ah, yes, the evolution thing. More like adaptation, really. 3.5 Bear Spy, I recall. Yep, that's one of the stories I have. Mr. Barrington or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't like memorize them or anything, but. See, I don't like to talk about the whole evolution thing just because it's like there's a lot of like stuff that goes in. I majored in biology, and I was able to convince professors that a lot of the stuff they were touting as fact was really just conjecture. But if you try to argue that with like you know, super like atheists, agnostic like people, it's not gonna fly. So I'd rather not like start shit. So I just stay out of it. I have my own views. They may not, and my views are, as you know, founded on, you know, learning as much as I can as possible. It's not like I just, you know, don't try to learn about things before I talk shit about them. One of my biggest views is that if you don't understand something, don't talk shit about it. You know, and a lot of people could, so that's why a lot of people who shit talk Christianity, who don't actually know anything about Christianity, it like bugs the hell out of me. But you know, that's your prerogative. Believe whatever you wanted to believe, as long as you're not hurting anybody. The moment you start hurting somebody, that's when I start judging you. It doesn't matter what your it doesn't matter what your belief systems are. It doesn't matter, you know, what your sexual orientation or anything. None of that matters to me. Are you an asshole? That's the only thing I'll judge you by. If you're an asshole, it has nothing to do with whether or not you're part of X religion or X lack of religion, or if you believe in evolution versus creationism. No, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole, and that's where your problem lies. I'm not anti-belief system. I'm anti-using your beliefs to be a jerk. Actually, I can get away with just doing this because it's the same shit. Wait, no? Okay, yeah, that's the right one. Very important question. Aberrant content when? I just did one recently. I have I don't draw the same characters like frequently unless like I've really hit a kick. One of my biggest problems with having like fan characters that are really like, you know, character driven is that once I've kind of fleshed out their what you would call their mechanics, I kind of run out of things to do with them. And he's like one of the characters that kind of suffered from that a lot. Like, especially when I stopped kind of doing stuff with Terraria, because just on the account that, you know, I have other characters to draw and other things to do. But he is one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite fan characters, just because he embodies so much about like how I feel about the world. It's like basically like for me it's like it's really hard to be, you know, a Christian who is into monsters because because a lot of the people in the artistic communities out there who are into monsters are like not that thrilled with Christians, but like most Christians that I know, because I grew up like just around that kind of people, are not into like, you know, monsters. So it's like I feel like I'm kind of caught between two worlds, and and in a way almost reviled in both of them. And I do blame not finding the right communities, but that's sort of the kind of mentality that drove the drove creating that character, whose name I can never pronounce because it's like I want to say aberrant, but so I just can't English. First language, can't speak it. I'm pretty excited to see how people react to him when when the picture of him and the angler goes up on the creation compendium on the official website, because I just want to see how many people get confused because they haven't, you know, known me for like, you know, the past 6 years. Yeah, I think that's sufficient. I'm not getting any notifications of Quaza going online. I think you get to the point where when it's past 1, you kind of start thinking he's not going to stream. I suppose. Who knows? Maybe he won't stream. Oops. Shift. Maybe get some orange in there. which makes sense considering there should be lava around. Welcome to Hell Population. 5 million Hellbats and 0 voodoo demons, except when you absolutely do not need one. Precisely! I remember I was here from really early when the entire population of Hell consisted entirely of a maximum of 3 lava imps on screen at one time and maybe 2 bone worms. You know, a lot of the lava lighting is gonna come later. I was tempted to kind of put some hellstone here and there, but I'm not sure like where I would put it in a way that would look nice. See, and okay, now that I'm getting to this point, there's a certain point where like doing this in Guilty Gear style, I would literally just make giant swaths of like just like that. Like I wouldn't even try to follow the yeah, but I don't think that's gonna work with this particular, which is problematic to say the least. But we'll see. We'll see where this leads. See, I don't know if this is gonna work, which is why I have, you know, have it saved. There. But I'm gonna sort of be lazy about this and just kind of... After all, it doesn't have to be super exact, it's gonna be zoomed out. I'm returning to work on my mecha mouth. Does it still look like potatoes? Also, I realize that I'm drawing it more or less life-size, as if I'm almost a basketball-sized robot. I'm using an entire page. One reason I don't do a whole lot of traditional art is I'm very bad at page size management. That's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to actually zoom in. I suppose that's why they call them thumbnail sketches. I guess it does give it some, like, a weird sense of depth. That's it. This is a tad too bright. Just turn that off. Wow, now it looks really strange. But I can do stuff like this. on there. I can do this.
Almost done. Let's see. Oh my god, I missed a ton. Holy cow, that's a lot of stuff I missed.
Ancestor of the Bronze Age. You gotta love role players. Hi, Heartless. You've made it. Thank you. Heartless, tell them about your deep loving relationship with League of Legends. Sorry, I'm a shithead. I suppose I'm actually almost done with this. I'm probably just gonna add some like small highlights sorts of things going. Like maybe one more glow layer. Wait, what's going on? Oh no! Quaza is streaming!
At the border of...
Unfortunately, that does mean that Heartless did make it just too late, because I was planning on basically going until Quaza started streaming. So, and because he's streaming now, and I'm gonna go watch that while I finish this picture, there's not much to go, because I'm just gonna add some like little dot highlights here and there, but for the most part, it's mostly done. So, I am going to... I know, right? He's just like dot dot. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was the plan, though. The plan, I mean, it's in the title, Coloring WoF from Terraria until my computer crashes or Quaza starts streaming. Quaza has started streaming, so I guess I shall go to my dashboard. no idea how to host a channel. Hang on. How the heck do I host somebody? I have never done this before. No, that's not what I meant to do. Go away, Twitch Prime. Nobody likes you. To Google! Okay, that's how. Alright. Well, here we go. Okay, let's pause that. Alright, well, I shall talk to you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. Sorry that I'm leaving on short notice. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.